everyone, it's Miss Ashtiani here and I'm back for another reading lesson. Before we get started, make sure you're ready to do your best listening. Give yourselves a wiggle, you might want to shake your hands about, you might want to do a little dance. And then in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Should be showing me all 4 good listening rules now. Super! Right, we're going to start by celebrating some wonderful home learning. We're going to have a look at some videos of children doing brilliant reading, and I've even got a video of someone doing a brilliant tricky word song and dance.
The boys were trying to throw a rope over a big stone. Soon they had 5 fish. Suddenly Chip saw a polar bear. Run, he gasped.
Good boy.
It's going to eat us. C-O-M-E, come, C-O-M-E, come. W-H-U-T, W-H-U-T.
The reading skill we are focusing on this week is infer. So, we are all going to be detectives year 1 because in order to infer, we need to look for clues. When I say infer, you're going to say look for clues. Infer. When I say look for clues, you'll tell me what skill it is. Look for clues. Super work. Here are some of the tricky words you will find in the story. Pause the video here. Your turn. Have a go at reading them. Ready for your check? To, no, the, they, all, we, you, said, could, were, have, what, do. We're going to have a closer look at the phase 4 and 5 tricky words. Clap them with me. S-A-I-D, said, S-A-I-D, said, H-A-V-E, have, H-A-V-E, have, W-H-A-T, what, W-H-A-T, what, and get your fingers ready. Splat the tricky word could. Splat the tricky word do. Splat the tricky word they. Splat the tricky word you. Splat the tricky word all. Last one, splat the tricky word we. Super splatting year 1. Here are some new words that we found in the story. I'm going to say the word and then you're going to say it in the same way after me. My turn. Pour. Your turn. My turn. Market. Your turn. My turn. Strange. Your turn. My turn. Fine. Your turn. What do each of these words mean? Poor. When someone is poor, they don't have much money. Market. A market is a place where people buy and sell things. Strange. When something is strange, it is unusual or odd. Fine. Of very high quality or very good of its kind. Yesterday, I asked you to think about the following think question. How do you think Jack is feeling here? Let's read this page of the story again. I'm going to read it. You can follow with your finger. Once upon a time, in a land far away, lived Jack and his mum. They were very poor. They had no food and no money. Whatever could they do? All we have left is Bessie, said Jack's mum. You will have to take her to market and sell her. Have a good look at the page. Can you see any clues in the pictures or in the words on the page about how Jack might be feeling? Pause the video here, your turn. Think about that question. How might Jack be feeling here? My turn. I'm going to have a real good look at Jack's face. He doesn't look very happy, so I'm going to use that as a clue about how he's feeling. I think he's feeling very upset here. Now I'm going to use the story as a clue. Well, his mum's just told him that they need to sell Bessie the cow for money. So I think that's making Jack feel quite heartbroken. He might also be feeling upset because they are poor and have no money. My turn. I'm going to read the story again and you're going to do some good listening. Once upon a time, in a land far away, lived Jack and his mum. They were very poor. They had no food and no money. Whatever could they do? All we have left is Bessie, said Jack's mum. You will have to take her to market and sell her. The next day, Jack set off for market with Bessie. On the way, he met a strange-looking man. That's a very fine cow, the man said. Now we're going to do some echo reading. I'm going to read a sentence, so I'll say my turn, and then it'll be your turn, and you're going to have a go at reading that sentence. My turn. Once upon a time, in a land far away, lived Jack and his mum. Your turn. My turn. They were very poor. Your turn. My turn. They had no food and no money. Your turn. If I'm going too quickly, you can pause the video to read it and then play the video again when you're ready for the next sentence. My turn. Whatever could they do? Your turn. My turn. All we have left is Bessie, said Jack's mum. Your turn. My turn. You will have to take her to market and sell her. Your turn. My turn. The next day, Jack set off for market with Bessie. Your turn. My turn. On the way, he met a strange-looking man. Your turn. Here is your think question for today's reading lesson, everyone. Have a look at the picture. This is at the next page of the story. What do you think is happening here? You're going to infer, so you're going to look for clues in the picture. What do you think is happening? Think about what you already know, what we've already read in the story to help you. Chili 1 is to say what you think is happening in the picture. Chili 2 is to explain what you think is happening in the picture. You're going to start with your sentence with I think. Chili 3 is to justify what you think is happening in the picture. You're going to start your sentence with I think and give a reason for why you think that by using the conjunction because. I'm now going to read a traditional story to you all. The Ugly Duckling. It was a warm summer's day. Mummy Duck wriggled excitedly on her nest. She could hear a tapping noise. Tap, 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 tap. Quick! Quack! Quick! Mummy Duck called the other ducks. My eggs are hatching. Come and see. One by one the eggs hatched and out popped 6 little yellow ducklings. "Ah!" the other ducks sighed. "What sweet little ducklings!" Mummy Duck beamed with pride. "Cheep, cheep, cheep!" But the biggest egg of all still hadn't opened. Mummy Duck was sure she had laid only 6 eggs. Crack! Just then the final egg burst open. "Oh!" gasped Mummy Duck. The last duckling wasn't little or yellow. "What an ugly duckling!" quacked an old duck. "He's not ugly," said Mummy Duck protectively. "He's special." The next day, Mummy Duck took all her little ducklings to the farmyard to meet the other animals. The 6 yellow ducklings proudly puffed out their pretty feathers. "Ah!" sighed the animals, "what lovely ducklings!" The ugly duckling waddled forward. "Hello," he said quietly. Everyone turned to stare at him. "He's so grey," neighed the horse. "He's so big," squawked the hen. "Nobody wants me," the poor little duckling whispered. He waddled sadly across the meadow, leaving the farm and his family behind him. Soon the ugly duckling came to a river where some geese were diving for food. "Excuse me," the ugly ducklings began bravely. "Have you seen any ducklings like me?" "No, you're the strangest looking duckling we've ever seen," the geese honked. The ugly duckling waddled quickly away. He kept going until he came to a large lake. "If nobody wants me, then I'll just hide here forever," he sniffed sadly. "Ribbit!" croaked a frog. "What a funny looking duckling." Fall came and the leaves turned gold. One evening, just as the sun was setting, the ugly duckling saw a flock of beautiful white birds flying gracefully across the sky. "I wish I looked like them. Oh," he sighed. All through the long winter the ugly duckling hid in the reeds, ashamed to show his face. When the first rays of warm spring sunshine arrived, the ugly duckling peered out of his hiding place. A graceful swan paddled by him, and he backed away, afraid he would be teased. But to the ugly duckling's surprise, the swan swam up to him. "Why are you hiding here?" asked the swan kindly. "Join the rest of us." The ugly duckling was shocked. Surely the swan must be talking to someone else. But then he caught sight of his reflection in the lake. He stared and gasped in amazement. His grey feathers were now white. "I'm a swan!" the ugly duckling cried happily. "I'm not a duckling at all." Just then a family of 6 young ducks waddled along the river bank with their mother. "Look at that beautiful swan!" they quacked. Mummy Duck recognised her ugly duckling at once. "I always knew he was special," she quacked. The ugly duckling ruffled his beautiful white feathers, turned and proudly paddled away. The end. Super work today, everybody. I will see you again tomorrow for another reading lesson. Bye!